What's up guys, back in today with another reaction to the Berserk Manga, this time with volume 26, the chapters Vicinity of the Netherworld and Whore Princess of the Uterine Sea. Uterine Sea, not exactly sure how to pronounce that one, but really looking forward to these chapters. I said last episode that these sound so promising, and by the way we ended off last episode, yeah, I think we're going to be in for an absolute treat today. Last time out we came to the aid of Casca and Farnese, taken down a fair amount of trolls. Kind of reminded me of the Guts versus 100. Oh yeah, get that off the screen. Kind of reminded me of Guts versus the 100 Men and that kind of legendary battle. As we also helped save some girls who were getting impregnated by trolls, and there was some absolutely ruthless scenes with that in the chapters before this. But again, some nice fight scenes here, some really nice moments for Farnese as well. Kind of very much coming out of being a burden. There was a lot of nudity and stuff in this chapter, so I'm going to skip over most of it. But we ended off with potentially slain actually being in the domain here, and I think someone made a good point that all that's going on here, the lust and such, very much does seem like it could be the influence of slain. So maybe we might see one of the God Hand, who apart from Griffith we haven't seen for a very long time. Yeah, let's get into Vicinity of the Netherworld. Do let me know what you guys think of these chapters down in the comment section. Leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date with these reactions. As usual with the last couple of chapters, these have been some of the most highly liked in a hit series, so it's fair to say that the mass audience, this arc especially, is very popular with the mass audience. And whatever it is powerful enough to render Schierke's little talisman thing just useless, it looks like. As Guts gets a horrible feeling. And I think this shot here really does a nice job at saying that. I mean, obviously this is like a spiral of kind of darkness. But this is also a very rough, jagged, well, I don't even know what this is. It's just very rough and jagged and not very nice looking. It kind of reminds me of how I think chalk feels on a chalkboard, which I absolutely hate. Just you can just see there's a horrible feeling right there. As we see the brand bleed through. Bleed. I always do find that funny. The sound effect bleed. This feeling. A familiar feeling. Yeah, I think that pretty much all but confirms it's slain. I mean, I was pretty sure it was anyway. Oh crap, the Behelit. Maybe it's time for the Behelit to open up. Maybe Guts is gonna awaken. There it is. Oh, this one's actually reasonably normal looking. Got everything in shape except for that eye. Ah, shit. That expression, man. That's pain right there. Okay, out of that for a moment. Just a little farther, everyone. Guts, everyone has safely reached the exit. Please hurry and get out too. Would this also beg the question? It was posed a while ago about Guts, and I think this is just going to keep coming up, if you know what I'm saying. Guts and his revenge, and Guts and Casca. Does he leave and leave with Casca safe, even though it's not the same as it was, or does he get revenge? It's a question that's going to be continually asked, I think, isn't it? And I feel like that might be the same right here. Oh! As Casca starts hurting as well. And Schierke's obviously going to realise that something big is happening here. What's wrong? Well... Oh, what the fuck? Schierke in just like like falling into nothing. What the hell is going on here? Kind of makes me just feel like it's a small fish in a massive pond is what I'm getting from this. He falls to the ground. What is it this time? What was... He is sweating profusely, yeah. I feel like that probably was the intention here. Like I said, small fish, a massive pond. Guts. Or maybe she's actually... I don't know. Perhaps this is actually... I mean, we know it only goes one way. I'm pretty sure that's how it works with Schierke's telepathy, but maybe, just maybe Guts again has just been so involved, entrenched in this shit, that this is actually him sending over this feeling right here to Schierke, and she's actually feeling what Guts is actually going through right here. Perhaps, again, could be totally wrong. What is happening there? Guts! I feel like that probably is the case. Oh. The dead bodies are piling up. I think. And it's... I think what we actually saw was why it looked so normal was because it was merging, like forming back into that face that it's obviously doing right here. I kind of thought that a little bit at the time, but I can't remember why it does this. I mean, last time we saw it merge back into like a normal face when it kind of screamed with Griffith. On that note, this kind of looks like Griffith's hair right here. But it's just a bunch of intestines. Lovely. Yeah, that is slain right there. The boobs give it away. Got to form them first, of course. Lovely, lovely intestine boobs. For any of you guys that thought Slane was attractive, which I imagine is most people, she's an attractive lady. I don't think you can be a kind of form of lust without being too attractive. No, I've never seen a depiction of that anyway. And there she is. Was she the first we actually encountered in the eclipse as well? I feel like she was. Yeah, she was. Look at this face merging here. Forming. That's some nasty stuff, isn't it? The intestines of trolls. Lovely. It actually goes pretty nicely with her hair, doesn't it? In a kind of messed up way, of course. But it's they were quite similar looking. Yeah, this is just pretty gross, isn't it? Like I said, she's quite attractive, but this yeah, this is just like no. No. Look at her legs. Lovely stuff here. Now, what would you think would be above this if you just saw this? I'm not sure. Lovely stuff. Yeah, she's still as attractive as ever, face-wise. And I like hair like that. I think it's a bit of a cliche that hair like that is like to do with like witches, and you only ever really see hair like that from like bad women in media. But I quite like that. I like that style. I'm not sure what the equivalent is in real life, honestly. Dreads, I guess. And look at Guts' face right here. The first form I've taken in some time. Alas, trolling trails make for a revolting, ethereal figure. They do. They sure do. You're not wrong there. Why'd you have to do it then? You are now troll bowels. The horror, man. The horror. And on instinct, we just off we go. How are you meant to How are you meant to beat what's already been beaten? If you know what I'm saying. These are the intestines of the trolls you just beat. I do wonder how things will go down. I've always wondered. I knew eventually we'd be trying to take down the God Hand and we'd encounter them again and such. I've always wondered how it will go, especially from what we saw at the end of the eclipse with Skull Knight and Void and their powers and Femto's powers, which just seemed like, I say out of this world, there's a lot of stuff out of this world, but I mean, even for this universe, out of this world. I've never seen it ending well. I've never seen any kind of potential of actually killing all those guys. Which is something I actually like about the story, to be honest with you. I like the fact that I can't envision a future of that. What the hell are these? He does look a bit more. He's always looked a bit sadistic, but even more sadistic with this intestine face. Her wings, of course. Pushing him down. Surrounded by intestines. Nice. Ouch. That's a bad case of biting down on your tongue right there. Now, I think this is more the impact and the blood's coming actually from his chest. But I think I've mentioned this before about me biting my tongue when I fell. That is a realistic thing that could happen during that. You might even die. He hugs him. I've missed you, boy. It's been a long time. It's been so long, sorry. No. I felt you at all times. Have you? In the cave. At the tower. Throughout countless nights. I felt all your passions. Okay, so the cave, the sex dungeon cave during the last arc was, we did see a bit of a figure of Slane, I believe, didn't we? So that checks out. At the tower, I'm not really sure where that comes from. Maybe because that was like, I don't know. But if you guys can help explain that one, that'd be appreciated. I don't remember seeing anything to do with Slain there, but maybe it's just like because the God Hand in general had especially Femto / Griffith had a big hand in that. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Throughout countless nights, I felt all your passions. And as the path unfolded, I knew you'd come to my domain. Cleapot. Now, let me feel it more. Your rage. Your anguish. Let it all loose. Okay. Your pain and anguish. So this is her domain. Is this like her usual home then? As she just gently strokes Guts' brand. We're going to be seeing that fox spirit sooner rather than later, I think, here, aren't we? I mean, of all times, this time is certainly like one where he would lose any sense of like self, just purely be taken by revenge. And I think I was right about what I mentioned earlier, because I think this is another feeling that Schierke's getting here from Guts. Hey, you okay? You've been acting weird. I'm fine. Something funny's going on with Casca too. Oh, I feel creepy. Really bad feeling. Violent emotions, like Guts' mind exploded. I'd say that's pretty accurate. I feel bad too. I was going to mention this earlier also, that the fairies can feel emotions and such. I was thinking that maybe they didn't during that moment because they're so far away, but even this far away, it seems like they can actually feel it now. I guess the emotions have risen to be that powerful, and just all these guys that can feel it are feeling it right here. A bizarre flow of odd spouting up from the bottom of the grotto, and that form that leapt over us. Oh, I forgot about that actually. What in the blazes is back there? I absolutely forgot about that. Skull Knight is here, isn't he? The guy, he's so innocuous. He's so he's such a walking kind of myth, legend, paradox. He just slipped my mind. Forgot that he's here. That's good to know. Maybe Skull Knight is the kind of, you wouldn't have thought it, but maybe Skull Knight is the main. Well, I say you wouldn't have thought it. We saw him with Void, and he's probably one of the most powerful people in this universe, from what we've seen, I think. But just as like a storytelling perspective, you wouldn't have thought that Skull Knight would be the one to save everything. But maybe Skull Knight is the key. Maybe he is the one to. He's been told away at this. Maybe he is the one to end this God Hand, end everything. Or this demon, what do you call it? I was going to call it. I'm not even speaking correctly right now. I was going to call it demonosity. Is that a word? Demonosity. Doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right at all. Oh, it is a word apparently. It's more the name of a book, it looks like, but I'll say it's a word. I will now enact a spell to seal the entrance to this grotto. Hey, wait a minute. Guts is still inside. I know that. But as you said, I sense trolls creeping up on us. We have no more time. Besides, if I do not seal this place, the trolls will doubtlessly again rain Enoch and its neighbouring villages. I think that's meant to say doubtlessly, right? My fort transference should be reaching Guts. I'm not sure much is going to be reaching Guts in the state he's in. Let us have faith that he will return by the time I invoke the spell. What the hell are you doing in there? Guards! Is this like, I think this might actually be kind of happening, but I feel like this is also a bit of a kind of visual for how she's trying to reach Guts with her telepathy as well. Just a small light hole in a area of just pitch black, and Guts is like miles away. You probably can't even see that speck of light. But cradling him like a baby. This is kind of embarrassing. Then again, it was kind of embarrassing at the eclipse as well. Guts just having to watch, wasn't it? That's part of the whole ordeal, isn't it? With exploitation and such, just watching something you can't have any action towards, just watching it unfold. It's a horrible feeling. I do just want it to be said as well. Away from this, you got to remember this, how we started this arc as well with Griffith and all of his new playmates. Like, we haven't even touched the surface with that yet. So this arc really is just looking like it's going to be insanity, isn't it? All of this right here, and then that's still to come. If you know what I'm saying, like that, just like, yeah. How it's going to be hard for any arc to beat that ever. If you know what I'm saying, like this might be up here with my favorite arcs in general. Anime. I mean, this is the first manga that I've seen. Honestly, it does look to be going that way. This almost looks like a bit of a similar shot to him when he was held down as well. Look at his hair here again. Speaks volumes. Speak volumes. Yes, this is what I wanted. Yummy. Your soul is most fitting here in Kleepot. That hatred, agony. Seems to be stripping him of everything and slashing him big time. Bloody hell. Kind of reminds me of, I can't remember what they're called, but those baths rich people would do at some points in history where they'd like disembowel someone and then bathe in their blood. I can't remember what that's called. There's a scene of that in Hostel, I think. I think I've seen it in another movie as well, but I can't remember. Most memorable one again being Hostel 2, I think. But Slane strikes me as the type of woman that would do something like that. If you can call her a woman, a being that would do something like that. And fear. Ouchies. Now, defy me, struggler. I also kind of think the Fox Spirit don't give a shit about armor. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't care what armor. I mean, obviously armor's good and nice and protecting, but I feel like the Fox kind of spirit stuff is like a bit of an armor in itself. Maybe that's where we see that armor come from in the opening images of the volume. It can just kind of, it's magic, so it just kind of puts itself on. I don't know. Touching the straws a little bit there. Of course you're going to start speaking like this. Take that big, thick thing. Penetrate me. Or can you? You're only human after all. I do like the fact that it does have like a couple of connotations here. If that is that the right word for it? Couple ways to read into that. It's a close up of her bum. Again, don't get too far into it because this is a bum made out of troll intestines. Lovely, lovely tongue. The Hella is shaking right now. Again, I'm a bit scared as to what's going to go on here. I've never thought that Guts would use a Behelit at all. I wouldn't have been too shocked if there's a Behelit for him, if you know what I'm saying, like that in this whole design of this universe. If in the current of causality it so happens that there's a Behelit for Guts, I think that would make a lot of sense. With what we're seeing from how Griffith kind of, how that all came about and such. I think it would be quite fitting, but I also, again, I can't ever see that happening, so it's very interesting right here. Why not make a sacrifice as he did? I can't ever imagine Guts making that sacrifice. Probably where that comes from. Who would he sacrifice? No one, I don't think. No one. Look at those eyes, man. Bursting with possibility right there. What is this? Oh, is this Skull Knight? Is he finally arrived here? My. How uncouth. Yes. Let's go. Let's go. The man is here. The skeleton man. I don't know what this reminds me of, but we saw a similar shot earlier. It really reminds me of something, but I just don't know what. These claws. I don't know what they remind me of. Oh, a lovely surrounding as well. Yeah, the man himself. Again, love that little. Love these little designs. I get one of my favourites is still to this day is that skull with the kind of thorny bottom of a rose and kind of rose on it. If I was to get another tattoo, that would probably be it. Honestly, I'm not sure I will though. Long, painful, and expensive. Like when you think about it, there's not really much upside at all, except you get the image that you want on you. The actual process, like I said, is long, painful, and expensive. Yeah, nice little shot here. Let's read some comments quickly before we move on to the next chapter. Hell of a chapter, that one. Hell of a chapter. Again, evoking a lot of old emotions, a lot of horrible emotions of that. Yeah, Skull Knight coming to save the day yet again. Yet again. Like I said, maybe Skull Knight's the real hero of this story. A lot of people love Skull Knight. I love Skull Knight as well, as I've mentioned plenty of times. So I was kind of introduced to Skull Knight before even watching Berserk from Yu-Gi-Oh! And there being a character called the Skull Knight, and I always loved his design. It was a useless card, a majorly minor role in the anime, but I don't know why, I've always really liked it, and I think I've always really liked it because it was inspired by the Berserk Skull Knight. I'm always going to have that bit of affinity to him, I think. And I do like skeleton people in general, like Army of Darkness and such. I quite like a lot of cheesy skeleton stuff and things like that. Skeletons are never usually scary, are they? Except for when you're a kid. Yeah, not too much in the comment section here, apart from a lot of hype for Skull Knight and a lot of talk about Guts and his big thing. But let's get right into the final chapter for today. The Whore Princess of the Uterine Sea. I'm just gonna Google uterine. I'm pretty sure I know what it means. I'm pretty sure it is like a process of weeing. But I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I feel like it's a place where your wee comes out of. Again, funny enough, I used to study anatomy and such, but I'm really I was always really bad at it. A womb. Oh. No, that's uterus. I'm not sure why it's. Maybe that's what it actually is. It's more of a sea of babies. I don't know. Let's not look into that too far. I guess we'll find out. Classic Skull Knight era. It looks a little bit nastier than usual. Yeah, it's a little bit nastier than usual. It's not that his face changes or anything, of course. Maybe it's just the angle we're at. Yeah, there is nice little bits here and there on his horse. Never gets old. Never gets old. One should not meddle in the clandestine affairs of men and women. Or are you joining us, Your Majesty? What was this guy's human name again? Funny enough, I actually googled it a couple of days ago because it just randomly popped into my head, but I've totally forgotten again. Let's go on another little. Geyseric, that's the one. King Geyseric. Your Majesty Geyseric. Oh, and this is where the title comes from. Whore Princess of the Uterine Sea. So, you were the only one summoned. She sure was. Summoned, you say? I came here on my own. I wish to see this boy. Check and find out what the eating beheadets is for now as well. Still don't really have an answer to that, do we? Like with everything with Skull Knight, everything's a question. Everything's complex, everything's a question, everything's ambiguous. Are you going to let us know why you're eating beheadets? Again, I'm kind of thinking it's to sustain his life, but I don't know. We've got a beheaded if he wants to eat one. Actually. You do realise, don't you? This is what the emergence of the fifth means. The worlds are already starting to overlap. That kind of I just rewatched a little bit of my initial video on this. No, not the last reaction, but the one before, questioning how it is that that this random forest just ends up leading into the astral world. How everyone in the group was able to go there, but it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? The fifth and the worlds kind of coming together and being on top of each other. We've seen that throughout the story, of course, but hasn't really been much kind of exposure on that. It's just been a kind of normal thing, if you know what I'm saying. So apologies about that. I have no idea about the others. They likely melted into their preferred Sephira. Gonna have to Google that one. Sephira, is that SE? Yeah. Another thing with the Kabbalah, again, funny enough, I got a comment about Kleepot and that being linked with the Kabbalah as well. Each of the 10 attributes or emanations surrounding the infinite, and by means of which it relates to the finite. Fucking what? Some stuff way past me right here. Some stuff way over my head. They likely melted into their preferred Sephira and are floating formless. So floating into just like balls of light. That's what I'm taking this as. And just going with the flow. Then the time for talk is past. Men, all so very impatient. However, trying their patience is a woman's prerogative. Funny enough, I'm not sure I've seen this word written down ever. I've heard it said a few times. Some lovely artwork here. Again, I'm obviously there's a lot going into me trying to understand things and actually reading, so I need to have a little good look at the artwork as well. And those eyes are just scary, aren't they? Got such sights to show you. That's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of something horrible like that. Oh, looks like we got a spread right here. Oh my god. Holy crap. We got like what, 10 ogres right here? Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Oh my god. Oh, here we go. Like they're just sprouting up. Sprouting through the trolls. Oh shit, what did I just do? This place might as well be my womb. Rage with fury. Okay, that's interesting. So we're like literally in her uterine right now. Her uterine sea. Bastard fetuses of darkness. That sounds like the name of a band or something, doesn't it? Bastard fetuses of darkness. Also does sound like the name of an anime. Bastard fetuses of darkness. I'm not sure how many times I should say that. Again, I do think YouTube does like listen to you and recommend / does stuff based on the language you use, so I've never been one to care about that, but I think that is a thing, which feels really a bit invasive, but I mean, I guess it's their platform, so. Another thing that feels invasive is probably what you might notice is in the coming weeks potentially is they're taking away the ability to change advert types and such on your advert. So you might be getting like a different kind of. I try and do my adverts so the longer the video goes on, the less adverts you get. But yeah, that might completely change soon. Unfortunately, don't really know too much about it. Yeah, here are all the fucking ogres. And of course these ogres, like, the shape of these just goes perfectly well with Slain as well, don't they? Probably uses some of these ogres for herself. Listen, they can't get inside this circle, so don't go outside it. Damn. Why have I got to be the one to explain her magic? Look. And they got their pitchforks, shovels, scythe. It's not scythe, is it? Sickle. That's the one. Human farm tools? Trolls can farm. That would be a pretty funny sight, wouldn't it? That would actually be quite hilarious, just to have a little one-shot bit right at the end of this this whole situation, just showing a couple scenes of the trolls just plowing away, planting. That would be pretty funny. Schierke said that the power of this bulwark is only effective against ethereal bodies. Wow. So yeah, bit of trouble right here. Honestly, these guys are probably better than the witch hunters from the last arc and the people that would prejudice women that look like witches and such. These trolls, honestly, are probably a bit more smarter than those people. It's kind of, that's what it kind of reminds me of, the mob of the people in the last arc and them kind of hunting down witches, and these trolls right here. I feel like they're very much in the same vein. Let's go, Isidro. Bomb in one hand, super hot knife in the other. Fine. Come on, you horny monkeys. Heavy. Almost like I'm sinking in mud. You horny monkeys. That's you, Isidro. That's you, Isidro. Has it just got like 20 naked women behind us? Serpico got off quite lucky here, didn't he? Not coming down here. He really got off quite lucky. Water spirits when in the rain. Earth spirits when in the ground. It is the most effective use of It is most effective to use power based on the principles of all things in accordance. But at the same time there are dangers to that. Should the power be beyond the caster's control, there is the risk of the caster herself being consumed. Among them, the one against which you must guard most carefully is darkness. Interesting. Let's just read that one more time. Water spirits when in the rain, which we've seen. Earth spirits when in the ground, which we're yet to see. It is the most... Oh, are we yet to see that? I'm pretty sure we're yet to see that. It is... I'm not sure if you'd count the golem stuff at the start. It is most effective... I mean, I don't think I would. Then that had anything to do with summoning anyone or anything. It is the most effective to use the power based on the principles of all things in accordance. So things that kind of go together. But at the same time, there are dangers to that. Should the power be beyond the caster's control, there is the risk of the caster herself being consumed, and among them, the one against which you most guard carefully Sorry, I read that horribly. The one against which you must guard most carefully is darkness, which I think is a bit of a prelude to guts, right? I've got a feeling I've mentioned this plenty of times about the fox spirit and maybe that being kind of a bit of a magical darkness power. Maybe he can embrace that darkness from the astral world here. And that's where a bit of Guts' power comes from, and where it might still come from with this fox spirit. I keep calling it a fox spirit. I'm not sure what to call it. It's definitely not a spirit. It's like an entity, kind of persona almost. I don't really know. Oh god, is this the Earth guy? He looks quite cute. It looks like he's just like sheltered away. Don't forget, when you gaze into the darkness gazes back into you. I imagine this is the Earth one, but they're talking about darkness here, so. Okay, a lot going on here. What the hell? That looks so, yeah, that looks so phallic right there. Jesus Christ. Yeah, they got these branches of what we're seeing in the background, which, like I said, look very phallic. A lot going on here. Can't imagine these will be too much of an issue for the Skull Knight, but Slane did say that this is her whim, so I do imagine she can just create these at will. Oh shit. Got that guy right in half. Oh, looks like he's got them attacking each other. Just a smart way to go about things. We know that these ogres aren't. Well, they're decently smart. They're decently smart. I wouldn't say smart. They've got a decent bit of battle knowledge, I should say. Nothing special, of course, but looks like we're just swiftly going through them. No problem for Skull Knight whatsoever. Of course, the trolls ain't nothing. Oh, that's it's in the shape of his little rose stem thorns thing. So we just have more pop up. Yeah, they're just going to be endless, aren't they? I guess that explains why there's so many trolls and why it did kind of seem endless before, just because they pretty much are endless. Endless creations by Slane. Well, Your Majesty, are you enjoying this? This is the uterus darkness. I think that fits pretty well. The vicinity of the Netherworld, where abominable spirits take ethereal. I forgot how you say it now. Ethereal. Yeah, it was ethereal, wasn't it? Where spirits take ethereal form. It can spew forth any number of these children like worms. Just caught a glimpse of Mr. Guts down there. Time is at hand. Oh shit. Oh. What's he about to do right there? What is he about to do? The time is at hand. Oh. This is what he's about to do. I haven't seen this used in a while, have we? The cannon. And she just smiles. She just smiles right afterwards. Again, just couldn't cover her boobs with a bit of smoke. Just had to leave them out there. Of course. Again, I'm not sure I'm going to censor anything. I think the video should be fine about me censoring anything. We're going to play it off as this is not a human right here. Yeah, that takes care of the ones with human weapons. That was close. I'm down to the last one. Want to use this? It blows up if you light it. It's all natural too. Yo. Okay, so what the fuck is this? I did see this guy. What is this? A slightly evolved troll. A bit more human. Probably a bit smarter as well, perhaps. It knows how to use a bow, which I'm not sure any of the other trolls would be able to do. Interesting. Huge. Big shot with a moustache. I mean, they've all got a bit of a moustache, haven't they? Yeah, I guess not actually. I guess their little wormy things are all over. Once you've got a moustache of them. It's a troll, and he's wearing armor. The boss monkey, eh? Friggin' monkey. Friggin' monkey see, monkey do. Monkey see, monkey do. This'll show him. Hey, is he gonna catapult a troll at us? But you're not being serious here, right? Oh no, he's using it as a shield? Holy crap. This is a much smarter troll. Bastard! Using your own guy for what now? I mean, surely we can just kind of throw it under. Now what? Now all that will take them down is the little lizards. Come on, Isidro. But yeah, but old man Morgan. Now he's lining it up. Come on, Isidro. Everyone's rooting for you here, man. Everyone. Okay, it looked like he did block the explosion with the troll. Low. Lower. Faster. What I've been saying. I mean, not just about throwing the bomb low, but in general for Isidro, it just makes sense for him to be a much, again, like a fourth in a swift, small, agile guy that uses everything, even if it's kind of uncouth or disrespectful or whatever. Use any tactics possible. Be a little rat, Isidro. Use your smallness to your advantage. Your agility. Why I've always thought that this knife thing was a pretty damn good weapon for him. And the throwing bombs and such. He's always been shown to be really good at throwing stuff. Nice dodge. Looks like we got another nice dodge there. And we've done it. Oh, we used the sword that Morgan gave us. I do think if we do land a shot with that heat blade, that is like, I can cut through most anything if he believes hard enough, surely. Nice moves though, Isidro. Look at that. Double dodge right there. Into a lethal blow under the armpit. And we do stick him with the blade. Getting burnt. Nice job, Isidro. I mean, round of applause for that one. That was very swiftly handled. You'd think he'd be doing this for years. Nice job, nice job. Hot. Again, all these innuendos, my dude. Hot. So hot. This feeling tearing my body apart. How would you kill one of these? Is another good question. Leading on from what I said earlier about me not really seeing too much of a potential route of taking down the God Hand. How do you kill these? Oh, it looks like we're almost finished, unfortunately. But it's not enough. Not even close. More. More. Don't falter. With that sword of yours, knight, it can be done. I believe you, Skull Knight, I believe you. Surprised you didn't say that in a riddle. Take that sword, tempered by the malice of hundreds, thousands of dead. Run her through. Run her through. Let's go. As we saw with the blade, look at it. Look at these kind of stains of the hundreds, thousands of dead. We saw a bit of an aura to it. It does definitely have this magical element, doesn't it? And maybe that's strong enough to be able to take down a member of the God Hand. Only time will tell, but it's interesting to hear that Skull Knight said this is the time. I think he said it a little while back. The time is at hand. Like he's been looking forward to this. I mean, again, we know he's ultimate perfection in his timing of arriving places and saving people and being clutch. But it seems like he was expecting this, of course. But he knows it's going to be like maybe he's been waiting for this for hundreds of years, someone that can actually help take down a member of the God Hand. And he's aiding us here for that reason. I feel like that is the case. As we ran her through, again, another bit of a innuendo type deal right there, but yeah, really awesome couple chapters today, weren't they? Again, was expecting a lot and absolutely delivered. Absolutely delivered with Slain right here. But let's read some comments quickly before we finish off. Yeah, Isidro done really well today. Nice to see some comments appreciating him. To be honest, this person here commented laughing at Skull Knight calling her the bitch princess of the Uterine Sea. I feel like she'd actually appreciate that. I feel like she'd be like, thank you very much. That's actually like a compliment to her. Although it might be one of the nastiest things we've heard come out of Skull Knight's mouth, to be fair. Yeah, the way she described this sword was just madness, wasn't it? Sword. And yeah, just a lot of people very hype, as you can expect with this chapter, right? These chapters right here, they're absolutely awesome, weren't they? Really looking forward to seeing what happens with Schierke right here. Again, I'm pretty sure that's like probably like a god of earth or something. You'd think so, with it looking like a tree, but who knows? Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, let me know what you guys thought about these couple chapters down in the comment section. This arc so far has just been insane, and as I mentioned earlier, we've still got Griffith stuff to come, and yeah, there's just so much. I think I've mentioned in my reactions to the last arc that I didn't really enjoy it too much, but I actually enjoy it more now that it's kind of now realizing everything that it kind of set up. But yeah, next time we've got companions and claw marks, so looking forward to those. Again, another couple of really anticipated. Well, to be fair, these next, I'm not really sure what companions and claw marks means. I've got to imagine maybe that's a bit of a callback to the eclipse and Guts getting all clawed up by monsters perhaps, but the blaze makes me believe that that's probably something to do with Isidro perhaps and his magic weapon, which obviously I'll be very excited for, but even more so I think the most anticipated for me from this whole volume has definitely been the Berserker armor right here, which we saw up here. So yeah, can't wait to see that. Again, let me know what you guys thought about these chapters in the comment section. Leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. I'll see you guys next time, and enjoy the rest of your day.